Really, by popular demand, we established a completely different nonprofit organization called Maui Public Art Corps with the same partners and mostly the same process. So we're still working with the County of Maui and still working with Haleho Ike Ike at the Bailey House, Maui Historical Society. And so we started with the stories, and then we moved into community panel decisions. We looked at the artist proposals. And as we moved into project development, that's how we found these 3 new sites, Kahului, Lānaʻi City, and Kahoʻolawe. And that's why we call those projects Maui Public Art Corps rather than Small Town Big Art. The mission of Maui Public Art Corps is to connect people, place, and story through the development of exceptional public art.
The concept for this project started with a recording that I listened to between Auntie Kakoa Enomoto and Kovela Bisquera, who is the GM at the Queen Kahumanu Center. And I really just allowed myself to see what resonated. And I picked up on this feeling of women speaking of journey, speaking of resilience, speaking of love and care. And I loved how it was this dichotomy of women who were sturdy and resilient and hard, and at the same time really nurturing and really soft and really caring. And that kind of created the general feeling of this mural, and that message was really reinforced over the next 6 weeks of community consultations and conversations.
From the beginning of this project, I've always wanted to see or be able to express what was before plantation days here in Kahului, and learning through the talk story sessions that Fatima had, and knowing that the women protected Kahului in the burial grounds where the men were up fighting up in Iao. The mural just says that, like, here are the 3 strong, resilient women looking over Kahului as they did back in the day.
It had a huge impact. I think I was very excited to see a lot of positivity about the mural. It is very unique. That's the beauty of our Maui Public Art Corps as we extend out of our parameters of small town big art, that we're pushing the envelope, we're allowing various artists to get involved, but the way we're doing it is still very much the same in that it's grounded with the Olelo No'eau, and it's also grounded in very important stories of a particular area. I think having that opportunity, going and having the Hui Mo'olelo Festival, gathering at the Iao Theater, when we have these celebrations of small town big art and Maui Public Art Corps, it allows people that are our fans or totally interested in what we're doing to come and to kind of get up to date or to find out what's the newest, what's happening and what's out there and what's available, to them in way of this project and this initiative. It's so cool to be able to see Richard O'Connor and his team yet again, provide us with such a beautiful array of animations that are very unique to that particular story or group of people. I think he and his team have an incredible way of just listening and really honing into what's being shared and then showcasing it through art and animation.
When the opportunity to kind of work with Maui Public Art Corps came up, I thought it would be a really great opportunity to kind of meet at this intersection of intergenerational stories and artwork in this kind of audiovisual manner that we were hoping would help to engage our community and beyond and cultivate interest in learning more about our history, and in particular helping us to honor and celebrate our plantation history here on Lānaʻi.
There are not many plantation towns in Hawaii, but let alone left in Hawaii. And so what happened was it brought me back to a time in my youth where it was just happy, and I was able to remember things that I had maybe not thought of in a while. And just looking at the photos and the artwork, I was able to go back into time and just remember sights, smells, people, certain people, and how our life was in this community.
I think what we can learn from Kupuna and Elder Kama'aina is really their deep sense of aloha and connection to this aina, and I think that's something that comes out in interviews not just on Lānaʻi but across the Pai'aina, across Hawaii. I think that's part of what is so valuable about not only this project, but the work of the Lānaʻi Culture and Heritage Center is to really honor the past through the memories and the lives of those who came before us, and to do our best to try to take the values that they've shared with us and be able to pass that down so that the soul of our community stays alive.
The Kahoʻolawe Island Reserve Commission is a 7-member commission. We're administratively attached to the State Department of Land and Natural Resources. Our responsibility is the management and control of use of the island of Kahoʻolawe and the surrounding 2 miles of water around the island. So today our primary operations is to restore the island of Kahoʻolawe so that the people, or the future people of Hawaii, will be able to utilize it for their homelands. I really enjoyed the animation, and it did really represent those concepts that we're trying to explain. Of one of our missions of the Kirk is to be this piko, is to be the binding, is to be able to represent both issues of sides. We try to talk about the past, the present, the future, talk with Hawaiians and non-Hawaiians. We want everybody to get together to create a hybrid of what it could be possible for the future.
Working with Maui Public Art Corps has been, I mean, it's a process, but it's an intentional process, and it's a well thought out process that to make sure that what you are getting appropriately represents what it needs to represent, and accurately, through culture, through the artists, through the stories, and through the area that the mural was put up. So Maui Public Art Corps does all of that, and the intention that they put into it to make sure that it's right is all the reason why you should be working with them.
I'm always hopeful and excited for the continued growth and work that we have to share, and that, you know, we continue to open our arms to all, ka ko'apau, and that there's someone right here on our own shores, or from someone from far beyond, that love and passion of supporting and paipaing and elevating Maui will continue to happen. Mahalo.